Hey Muses, it's Melissa, also known as Melly Mel the Muse. Welcome to my channel. Before we get started, I hope you consider joining my community of muses by clicking the subscribe button as well as tapping that little notification bell. Now this video is my second installment of my Black Friday damage. And you probably already guessed, but in this video, I will be sharing with you all the goodies that I purchased from Coloured Raine. So Coloured Raine, the brand, as well as their products, I've heard so many good things about from a variety of people representing a broad spectrum of complexions. And I will admit, I was stalking their website. The stalking kind of started around September, but it got more stalker-ish throughout the month of November. But there's a reason why for that. The Queen of Hearts palette. I missed out on last year's Black Friday sale. By the time I realized that the palette was on sale, it was already sold out. You guys, I was so bummed about that. And yeah, I could have went and purchased it at full price, but it wasn't something that I needed urgently. I kind of don't feel good about purchasing things when I know I can get them at a better deal, at a better price, especially, like I said, it's not something that I necessarily needed urgently. So I waited patiently for that Black Friday sale to begin. I was waiting for the opportunity to snag that palette, and you better believe your girl did. Yeah! And you know what? Coloured Raine, they were sneaky. Coloured Raine was sneaky because if you go back and look at my order confirmation, I purchased that palette on sale during their Black Friday sale on November 18th. And if I remember correctly, that's a Sunday before Black Friday. So they started their sale early. But anyways, I'm just glad that my stalking and due diligence paid off. Now, without further ado, let's get into it, y'all. So I purchased a total of 5 items. And the first of those items, of course, was the Queen of Hearts palette. The packaging of this palette is just absolutely beautiful. It's very sleek and regal. It is a 12 pan palette with 6 matte shades and 6 foil shades. This is what she looks like outside of the box. As you can see, it comes with a mirror, and it also comes with a little plastic covering to protect the eyeshadows. And these are the colors. Now, I love these colors. They're like my favorite eyeshadow colors. I tend to gravitate towards different shades of purples and golds, and this palette has all of that. And I think the colors in this particular palette goes well with my darker complexion as well as my warm undertones. Also, I think this palette is more of like a chocolate girl friendly version of Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. So this is the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Ooh, oh no, I think, oh, darn it. I kind of dug my finger into one of the eyeshadows. Just disregard the little hole and Noble Woman. That was an accident. I wasn't being very careful and I accidentally dug my nail in there. So she's not as perfect as she was before, but you know, it was a pretty color. It was a pretty color, nice payoff. Let's disregard her, but these are the 2 palettes next to each other, side by side. We have the Queen of Hearts as well as the Modern Renaissance. As you can see, at least to me, several of the colors are very similar, but in my opinion, the Queen of Hearts palette is much richer and much bolder in colors. I think I would reach more so for the Queen of Hearts palette versus the Modern Renaissance palette. So I think the Queen of Hearts palette is a great palette not only for creating daytime looks, but for also creating nighttime looks. Like these colors to me seem very versatile. Oh, and just a little bit of information just in case you are interested in getting the Queen of Hearts palette yourself. I got an email earlier this week, like on the 4th, I think that's Tuesday, saying that they're having a BOGO sale just for the Queen of Hearts palette. So basically, if you add 2 Queen of Hearts palette into your cart, you end up paying the price for 1. So it ends up being like 50% off. The Queen of Hearts palette is originally $50. So if you do the BOGO buy one, get one, it ends up being like $25 each. So if you were thinking about getting one for yourself and then gifting the second palette to someone else you know that would enjoy it, now would be the time to go on their website and get it. Unfortunately, if you're just trying to get one palette for yourself and hoping that it's 50% off, that's not going to work. The deal doesn't kick in until you have 2 palettes in their cart. Another piece of information for those of you that might be interested, shipping was quick with Coloured Raine. I ordered all my products on the 18th of November and everything arrived, it was delivered by Saturday, November 24th, the day after Black Friday. So very quick shipping, everything arrived perfectly, nothing was damaged. And of course, you know, I was perusing their website and I ended up falling in love with some other things, including another palette, doing more damage to my bank account. We'll work on that in 2019. But the damage continued with me purchasing the Cheers to the Beauty palette. This beauty right here. Again, very beautiful and sleek packaging. This one actually looks a bit more festive. It is a larger palette. It is a 13 pan palette. 5 matte shades, 2 foil shades, 5 shimmer shades, and 1 highlight. Like I said in previous videos, I'm not like a makeup guru or anything like that. I kind of don't know what's the difference between a foil and shimmer shade. So if you know, go ahead and let me know down below in the comment section. Help a sister out. This is what she looks like. It also came with a mirror and a plastic covering for the shadows. And these are the colors, you guys. Look how gorgeous that is. When I first saw this palette, I was so drawn to the colors, but at the same time, I was very intimidated by them. They're not colors that I usually play with, but the way that they are set up in this palette makes me really eager and makes me want to explore them, especially the blue, gray, and silver shades. These are shades that I usually don't mess with, but the way they are in this palette, I just want to really give them a try and see how they perform on me. Another piece of information for you guys, for anyone out there that wants to get this palette, now might be a good time because I saw on Coloured Raine's website on Wednesday of this week that this palette is on sale for $25, which is less than what I paid for it during Black Friday. By the way, if you have any tips or tricks when it comes to using any of these Coloured Raine products that I'm sharing with you, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section below. Now, the next 3 products that I got from Coloured Raine are their matte lip paints, which are liquid lipsticks. I purchased these 3 and their names are Roulette, Tootsie, and Cherry Blossom. And I believe that these 3 colors are amongst their most popular shades. And when I was reading reviews online concerning these matte lip paints, these 3 colors kept coming up as colors that really popped against darker complexions. Now, while I was online looking at reviews for these matte lip paints, some folks said that they were high quality, that the pigmentation and the longevity was on point. And then on the contrary, I also read that some found that this particular formula don't dry completely and that they transfer. I guess I'll find out on my own one way or another, considering that I've already purchased these 3 matte lip paints. But if you have experience using their lip products, let me know what that experience was. That way other members within our community of muses can benefit from that information as well. Just put it down in the comment section. Now, the first shade is Roulette. So Roulette is a dark red with purple undertones. So there you go. It's definitely a bold color, very rich. I read in several of the reviews that the girls that were more melanin inclined received lots of compliments while wearing this particular shade. The next shade is Tootsie. I'm thinking that it might be related to Tootsie Roll Pops. And Tootsie is described as a dark chocolate shade with cherry red undertones. I really appreciate the fact that this brown shade has cherry undertones. I think that's the reason why this particular brown pops against those of us with a darker complexion. I find it to be the case with many brown shades that I've tried in the past, that it kind of blends in with my skin tone. It kind of gets lost in my complexion, so therefore it just comes out looking dull. There's not really much to it, but because of the cherry red undertones in Tootsie, I think it gives a little hint of something extra that makes it stand out and pop against darker complexions. Ooh, she is real chocolatey. Again, another bold color. This is very, very bold and a very, very rich brown. I read some reviews that people left saying that they think that it looks more like a black cherry versus a brown color, but in my opinion, it looks pretty brown to me. The last color that I got was Cherry Blossom. And Cherry Blossom is described as a blue-based matte red color. So this is Cherry Blossom. It's a very pretty red. It's a very rich red. I can see why people think that it's a very bold red as well. I read quite a bit of reviews online stating that this color, this particular red color, is one of the holy grail red lipsticks for women of color, which is that's a pretty large claim. But if a couple of people are saying that, and I can clearly see on the model on the website that it's popping, I was enticed to get it and to give it a try. Here are the final three shades. You have Roulette, Tootsie, and Cherry Blossom. So did any of you guys hit up Coloured Raine this holiday season? Was able to snatch up some goodies on sale? Share what you got down below. Also, if there was any particular product that I showed you and you want me to review sometime in the future, go ahead and let me know that as well. And make sure you stay tuned for more Black Friday damage, because girl, it ain't over yet. See you at my next upload. Bye!